Well, hello there, and welcome to the Mission to Try podcast, or the Sweaty Sophie podcast, depending on how you are perusing this material. My name is James Gubbins, and I am 41 years old. Not ashamed to admit to that fact. And last year, about this time, I decided to start getting back into shape. Back in high school, I was a weightlifter, and part of that regime was cardio. And anyone who has ever lifted and tried to put on muscle mass knows that cardio is the enemy, except when you're trying to get lean and cut. So it was a necessary evil. And back then, I was able to slog out a good 5-6 miles, but not at a decent pace, 12-13 minutes a mile. Nothing special, but when you're carrying 225 on a frame, that's not an easy task. At any rate, when I was 18, I got rear-ended by a drunk driver who was doing 90 miles an hour in a pickup truck. I was at a dead stop, and he crushed me. And I mean crushed me. I am very lucky to be alive. About 2 weeks after that accident, I literally crawled out of bed, military crawled to the top of the stairs, screaming for anyone to come and help me because I could not move my legs from the waist down. Luckily, it was just nerve damage. At that time, it was an L5 disc that was pinching a nerve. And lots of chiropractic therapy later, I was able to walk. My chiropractor told me the best thing for me was to start golfing. So it was one of the sports that I enjoyed, and I picked that up and did that for a number of years. But the back got progressively worse, and over time I was carried out of my house not once, not twice, but 3 times on a stretcher. The last time was pretty serious. I spent a week in the hospital on a morphine drip, trying to recover from having pinched nerve injuries. Well, last year, 2013 actually, during the golfing season, I was in a lot of pain, and started seeing a physical therapist after seeing an orthopedic who told me I now have problems with my L4, L5, and S1 that was causing sciatic nerve pain and all kinds of other things going on. At any rate, he hooked me up with a physical therapist who did wonders for me, got me going again, got me through the golf season, and I said, you know what, here's the deal. I am going to work on my core this winter, and I'm going to be great to go for next year, and not going to let my golf partner down, and we'll see what happens. So I continued working on the exercises that my physical therapist gave me and hopped in the pool and started swimming. Way back in the day, I was trying to get ready for a sprint triathlon that my high school was holding back when I was bodybuilding, and unfortunately our swimming pool was under construction, but I'd always been a swimmer, so I thought, no big deal, I can handle this. And it was still under construction the day of the try, so they just replaced it with rollerblading, of all things. Yes, back in the day, rollerblading was the hot item. So we did rollerblading, biking, and a run. And the biking was done on a 20-inch BMX, rollerblading whoop-de-doo, and I slogged out those 13-minute miles. So, and I had also actually started swimming about 10 years ago again, trying to get ready for a sprint triathlon, and had a stress-induced seizure. Story for a totally different day. So that killed the training then 10 years ago. So here I am back in the pool. This is back in the winter of 2013-14, and I was doing pretty good. Core started feeling strong, so I said, let's get out there and see if I can pound the pavement again. Sure enough, I slogged out another 13-minute mile and put a challenge to myself. I said, you know what, there's a 5K coming up in my town in a month or so. I've got plenty of time to get ready for a 5K. Even if I do it in 40 minutes, who cares? I did it, right? So I trained for it. I ended up doing it in about 34 minutes, and as soon as I crossed that finish line, I was like, okay, where's the 10K? I gotta find a 10K. So by June I had done a 10K, and by September 2014 I had done my first half marathon. And for someone who has been unable to walk that is a major accomplishment. And I don't compare myself to some of the amazing athletes out there who have recovered from being paraplegic or having amputations or any of that. But for me, it's a big deal. And hopefully my journey is going to motivate some people along the way. I am training for my first official triathlon in about a month and a half. It's going to be just a sprint, and that's gearing up for a Olympic distance triathlon in August, and the ITU sprint triathlon in September in Chicago. And should be interesting. I'm challenging myself. I have I think 3 or 4 more half marathons. I've already done one this year on the plate for 2015. And I am in the lottery for the Chicago full marathon. There's part of me that has my fingers crossed that I don't get pulled, but we'll see what happens there. So I hope you join me on this journey and that it serves as inspiration to you. I'm going to be sharing my workout times and routines and training regimens, diet plans, all of that kind of stuff. I am not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. I'm just a regular Joe trying to get in shape and stay healthy for his family and for himself. So if any of that kind of thought motivates you, hope you subscribe. Go ahead and click that subscribe link or follow the podcast, depending on how you choose to pay attention to this journey. So until next time, keep the rubber to the ground, and we'll see you soon on either Mission to Try the podcast or the Sweaty Selfie podcast. Take care.